Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Hello, YouTube friends. Join us as we unravel the mysteries surrounding San Miguel Petapa. San Miguel Petapa, also known as Petapa, is a city and municipality in the Guatemala department of Guatemala, located south of Guatemala City. The city has a population of 129,124 according to the 2018 census. Get ready for an exciting part as we dive into monastery and doctrine of order of preachers. After the conquest, the Spanish crown focused on the Catholic indoctrination of the natives. Human settlements founded by royal missionaries in the New World were called Indian doctrines or simply doctrines. Originally, friars had only temporary missions, teach the Catholic faith to the natives, and then transfer the settlements to secular parishes. Just like the ones that existed in Spain at the time, the friars were supposed to teach Spanish and Catholicism to the natives. And when the natives were ready, they could start living in parishes and contribute with mandatory tithing, just like the people in Spain. But this plan never materialized, mainly because the Spanish crown lost control of the regular orders as soon as their friars set course to America. Shielded by their apostolic privileges granted to convert natives into Catholicism, the missionaries only responded to their order local authorities, and never to that of the Spanish government or the secular bishops. The order's local authorities, in turn, only dealt with their own order and not with the Spanish crown. Once a doctrine had been established, they protected their own economic interests, even against those of the king, and thus the doctrines became Indian towns that remains unaltered for the rest of the Spanish colony. The doctrines were founded at the friars' discretion, given that they were completely at liberty to settle communities provided the main purpose was to eventually transfer it as a secular parish which would be tithing of the bishop. In reality, what happened was that the doctrines grew uncontrollably and were never transferred to any secular parish. They formed around the place where the friars had their monastery, and from there, they would go out to preach to settlements that belonged to the doctrine and were called annexes, visits, or visit towns. Therefore, the doctrines had three main characteristics. 1. They were independent from external controls, both ecclesiastical and secular. 2. Were run by a group of friars. 3. Had a relatively larger number of annexes. The main characteristic of the doctrines was that they were run by a group of friars, because it made sure that the community system would continue without any issue when one of the members died. In 1638, the order of preachers split their large doctrines, which meant large economic benefits for them, in groups centered around each one of their 6 monasteries. Petapa's doctrine was assigned to the Amatitlán convent. In 1754, the order of preachers had to transfer all of their doctrines and convents to the secular clergy, as part of the Bourbon reforms. Get ready for an exciting part as we dive into Amatitlán department creation. After the independence of Central America, and during Governor Mariano Rivera Paz's time in office, a decree issued on 6 November 1839 created a new independent district called Amatitlán, which also included Palan and Villanueva. The decree says: 1. The city of Amatitlán, San Cristobal, Palan, Villanueva, San Miguel, and Santa Ynez Petapa, and all the annexed locations to these settlements will form an independent district for its political government and will be in charge of a lieutenant corregidor, who will act according to the applicable law starting on to October of this year and will earn 1,000 pesos a year. 2. In the same district there will be a local court to impart justice. The district changed its name to Amatitlán Department according to the executive order of 8 May 1866 of Field Marshal Vicente Cherna y Cherna government. Now, let's shift our attention to Amatitlán Department dissolution and creation of the Amatitlán municipality. The Amatitlán Department was abolished by Decree 2081 of 29 April 1935 of President General Jorge Ubico regime. This decree reads literally: Despite their movement in the 18th century to its present place, the religious relics of the order of preachers were taken from the original settlement, including the Cía Sepultado, the buried Lord sculpture, which is 5 centuries old. Get ready to immerse yourself in the world of traditions as we examine its impact and relevance. San Miguel Petapa also has two main traditional holidays, one of which is celebrated in February and is appointed to Our Lady of the Rosary. Besides the solemn procession, there are praises appearances, popular religious theatrical plays. The other holiday is dedicated to Saint Michael Archangel. A tradition amongst Ladinos mestizo people in the municipality is the Flowers Dance, which consists of a dance in which all contestants are rolling up first and unrolling later in a specific tree. Meanwhile, music and recited verses are executed at the same time. This tradition was begun in the old Spanish capital, Santiago de Guatemala, the Antigua Guatemala of present day, from where it was extended to the nearest villages. Years after, was taken to the new capital, Nueva Guatemala de la Asunción. Today this folk dance is executed in other municipalities of the Department of Guatemala, such as San Raimundo, Mixco, San Juan Sacapequez, San Jose Pinula and Villanueva. Welcome to the next segment, where we explore sports and its significance in our journey. Deportivo Petapa Football Club play in the second tier of Guatemalan football. Their home venue is the Estadio Julio Armando Coba. Also, Deportivo Mixco have used the stadium while a new stadium of their own was built. Turning our focus to climate, let's explore its key elements. San Miguel Petapa has tropical climate, or, as we transition, let's shed light on geographic location and its relevance to our ongoing exploration. San Miguel Petapa is completely surrounded by Guatemala Department municipalities. I'm here to provide you with the best information, so let me know what else you'd like to learn about.